Hello and welcome. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed, watched my videos, left comments and continued to support the channel. Your support really does mean a lot to me and I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. If you new here and you enjoy Formula One discussions like this, please consider subscribing, giving the video a like, and joining in the conversations in the comments. If you'd like to help support the channel financially, you can scan the QR code on the screen or use the links in the video description. Any support is entirely voluntary. There's absolutely no obligation or expectation whatsoever. I do have a small safety net through my benefits, but that income isn't always reliable, so any support helps me continue growing the channel and producing more content. Thank you to everyone who has supported me already. Now, before we begin, I want to make something very clear. Everything I say in this video is entirely my own personal opinion as a Formula One fan. Nothing I say should be taken as a statement of fact or any allegation about George Russell, Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes or anyone else. I'm not basing my views on insider information, confidentiality information or hard evidence. I don't know what Mercedes are thinking behind closed doors, and I don't claim to. I'm simply sharing my own thoughts based on what I've seen as a fan. I could be completely wrong, and I'm perfectly happy to admit that. The purpose of this video is simply to encourage discussion among Formula One fans. So with that said, let's get into it. I've been wondering recently, should George Russell be worried about his long-term future at Mercedes? Now, to be absolutely clear, I don't know the answer to that question. This is simply something I've been thinking about, and I'd be interested to hear whether you agree or disagree. The reason I've been thinking about it is because Kimi Antonelli appears to have made a very encouraging start to his Formula One career. He is clearly an exceptional young talent, and if he continues to develop, I think he could have a very bright future ahead of him. Again, that's just my opinion. If Antonelli continues improving over the next few seasons, I wonder whether Mercedes might eventually see him as the driver to build their future around. I don't know if that will happen, and I have no evidence that it will. It's simply one possible scenario that crossed my mind. That naturally made me think about George Russell. George has established himself as a very capable Formula One driver, and he's achieved a great deal already. However, Formula One can change very quickly, especially when a highly rated young teammate arrives. In my opinion, if Antonelli eventually becomes consistently quicker over a sustained period, Mercedes could one day face a difficult decision about which driver to prioritize if they found themselves fighting for championship. Again, that's purely speculation on my part. I have absolutely no knowledge about Mercedes' plans. One comparison that came to my mind was the McLaren partnership between Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton in 2007. Now, I'm not saying the situations are the same. Every team, every driver, and every season is different. I'm simply saying that it reminds me of a situation where an experienced, established driver suddenly finds themselves alongside an incredibly talented young teammate who develops very quickly. Whether that happens here, I honestly don't know. I could be completely wrong. Another thought I had was this: if Antonelli did eventually become Mercedes' leading driver, and that's a very big if, would George Russell eventually consider looking elsewhere? Personally, I'm not sure even where opportunity would be. The top teams don't often have vacancies, and Mercedes remains one of the biggest names in Formula One. So perhaps staying at Mercedes would still be his best option regardless. These are just questions I've been asking myself as a fan. I don't have the answers. So those are my thoughts. Once again, I like to emphasize that everything I've discussed in this video is entirely my own opinion. I'm not presenting any facts. I'm not presenting any of this as facts. I'm not relying on insider information. I'm not making allegations about anyone. I'm simply sharing my own personal thoughts as a Formula One fan, and I fully accept that I could be completely wrong. Now, I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think George Russell has anything to worry about? Do you think Antonelli will become Mercedes' future #1 driver? Or do you think George Russell will continue to lead the team for years to come? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but please keep the discussion respectful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with other Formula One fans. If you'd like to support the channel, you can scan the QR code on the screen or use the donation links in the video description. Every contribution is completely voluntary. There's absolutely no pressure, and every bit of support is genuinely appreciated. Thank you again. Thank you once again to everyone who subscribes, watches, comments, and supports the channel. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.